unknowingly be supporting the disruption of the nuclear family if we're not careful. So I recently discovered that it was part of a mission statement of an organization I had previously supported. And it doesn't mean I'm just going to revoke all my support and hate the organization. It doesn't. It just means I'm not going to be baptized into it anymore. You can be a Christian and be like, I don't want to be baptized into Catholicism because that's not my direction, you know? It's kind of the same thing. There's good, you know, good coming out of this organization that I liked, I supported. But if in the mission statement itself, it talks about we believe in the disruption of the nuclear family, I have a really hard time being baptized into it. I just can't. So, making my side-by-side comparison, it has this, and this. These are good things. These are really good things. I like these things. My gut likes these things. Then over here, my Jesus Christ side, right? Team Jesus. This enzyme is so hard-hitting. Like I said, so hard-hitting about the family, how important the family is. Man, woman, covenant responsibility. It doesn't say anywhere in here Disney princesses and Prince Charmings live happily ever after. FYI. Unless it's in the fine print. No, it's not in there. It's just a commandment, first and foremost, and then a covenant and a responsibility you make once you've entered into that commandment. Oh, hey, look at this. I just scrolled down here. Same talk, David A. Bednar. This skewed conception of marriage often leads to divorce as people bounce from one relationship to another, desperate to find something that is elusive because it does not exist. A relationship that will afford people ultimate freedom, ultimate self-fulfillment, ultimate happiness, all without their having to give anything from within themselves. The relationship sought is no relationship at all because selfishness is by definition singular. Increasing numbers of people are giving up on the very idea of marriage, believing that relationships are inherently unstable and transitory, thereby avoiding in their view, the unnecessary commitments of formal marriage and pain of the inevitable divorce. Millions of children are being born into situations where they cannot experience the true nature and purpose of marriage and stable family life. Those children find it doubly hard to enter into the divinely designed pattern of marriage because they never have seen an example. Thus, the vicious circle repeats itself. The residual societal stability is eroded that was created in the strong marriages and families of previous generations. We certainly recognize that all marriages are not perfect, any more than those who defend traditional marriage are perfect. Regrettably, some children and spouses who are in traditional marriages experience only disappointment and heartache. One of the great tasks of our time, one on which diverse faith communities should be united, is to help people understand the true meaning and purpose of marriage. All people, especially the rising generation, need a vision of the richness of family life and its potential for developing the highest and best in each of us. In an age of increasing selfishness, we must highlight marriage's capacity to lift men and women beyond their narrow self-interest to the joys that come from dedicating one's life to a higher and holier purpose. So, just like pause right there. I have a few thoughts to go with that. So, for one, on this pattern of selfishness, it is really common to see people want to get divorced because they grew apart or, they're not doing it for me anymore. I like that he says those kinds of things are transitory or they don't exist. Nobody in here is talking about rainbows and butterflies and fluff. It's very much about dedicating one's life to a higher and holy purpose. That really is what it's about. I think that kind of is important to think about also when you're making a comparison sheet for people that are adorable and have, a different identity and choose a different path for their marriage, right? Their relationship. I think it's, unnecessary to judge, but think deep down, choosing to do something like that for your happiness is going to fall more under the category of selfish. Not like you're a horrible selfish person, but it's just like, I wanted this happiness, so I'm doing it, versus I will sacrifice that happiness to follow God. Those people who do make that sacrifice and go to follow the marriage and family outlined by the church, and dedicate their life to a higher purpose, when they do that and it's going against an instinct that they were born with, I think they are being one of the most courageous people you will probably ever meet. I think that that is a strong, courageous person. That is someone who loves God more than themselves. And someone who doesn't, someone who chooses, this is who I love them, I love everything about God, and I follow God in so many ways, but I just want this relationship. I want to love this person, I want to be married to this person, so I'm going to do it. Those people are not bad people. They made a choice, and in their everyday life, they are probably less sinful than I am. Honestly, they're probably less sinful and nicer, more charitable people. They just chose love for their partner and love for themselves. That doesn't make them a bad, horrible person. And there is no need to judge them and think that their sin is worse than yours. I wanted to make that distinction because I have a lot of people close to me that are in that category. And I don't judge that decision at all. I also know other people in the other category, and I don't think they should be shamed or judged either for giving up a huge part of themselves for God. It's very courageous. So that's my 2 cents on that.